A little inside baseball on this one. I just finished recording, editing, and uploading the Andrew Tate nearly 3 hour long video. So I just took a quick whore's bath, and now I'm back to talk about Joe Biden trying to buy some votes. Let's be completely honest, that's exactly what this is all about. Biden to cancel $10,000 of student loan debt for millions amid inflation concerns. You know what? Okay, because I didn't pull up these stats, but this just immediately popped to mind. Okay, student loan debt. Okay, the $940 billion worth of it, because we got some numbers that we got to go through on this one in order to back up my claim that he's just pandering to the women that are out there because women overwhelmingly control the amount of student debt. But before we get into that specifically, he knows, and it's very funny, the timing on this stuff. Like, literally, can it be more fucking obvious what you're doing here, my guy? You're trying to buy fucking votes. Okay, you did this campaign promise way back in the cut. You couldn't extend the moratorium on not having to pay back your student loan debts for your worthless degrees that can't land you a decent job that's out there. Now all of a sudden, oh, we're just gonna forgive $10,000 in debt. Even though the average student debt for people that are out there, regardless of race, is in on or around about $25,000-$30,000. So I don't know where you're at on that one. It's not going to be enough to placate the people who just wanted complete and total student debt forgiveness. And then it's just going to create a bunch of people that are like, well, what the fuck? I just finished paying off my student loans, and now all of a sudden you're just giving back free money? What you just did was assume a whole bunch of debt to be paid off by the United States government. Why? Because student debt's bad, I guess. It's like, my guy, you're not doing anything to help anybody that's out there. Let's see the rationale at least before I go too far afield on this. President Joe Biden said on August 24th that his administration will spend hundreds of billions of dollars to pay off $10,000 in federal student loan debt for some borrowers. Oh, great. Fucking what? You have to be some sort of a shade? Are they just going to have the Family Guy fucking swatch that's out there, and if you're above a certain level of, or you don't quite have enough melanin in your skin, you're not going to qualify for the forgiveness, okay? Or if you have a penis, a male penis, not a feminine penis. Let's not get that fucking twisted, okay? If you don't have the correct plumbing, you're not going to get the forgiveness that's out there. I could see that happening as well. Individuals earning less than $125,000 a year, or families earning less than $250,000. So anybody that's in one of these metropolitan areas where you're more than likely to find all of these worthless fucking degrees out there permeating, the people that are trying to pay back their student loans in a timely fashion, they're not going to qualify for this stuff. That's amazing. That's amazing. Will be eligible for up to $10,000 in debt cancellation, the Education Department said. Pell Grant recipients who meet those income standards will be eligible for relief up to $20,000. Ooh, how adorable. Those grants are typically awarded to students from low-income households to help them cover their college expenses. And again, you're just going to find yourself in this exact same situation over and over and over again because you're not addressing the root cause. Why are universities and colleges so fucking expensive, yet trade jobs just a few $1,000s and you can go get yourself a lifelong skill? Oh, because the Democrats are looking at their base and realizing that the people that are getting these bachelor's degrees in the fine arts or in psychology end up working Starbucks jobs and needing the help of daddy government to come and swoop them down and save them from their bad decisions. Nearly 8 million borrowers may be eligible to receive relief automatically because the department already has their relevant income information, Biden said while speaking at the White House. In addition, a freeze on student loan repayments and interest has been in the plan since March of 2020, will be extended for a final time to the end of the year. So some people are eligible as of right now, and the rest of the people are going to have to wait until the beginning of the year. Adorable. Yeah, imagine, okay, because if everything happened right now, there would be no incentive to vote for the Democrats in the upcoming midterms. In keeping with my campaign promise, Biden wrote on Twitter, it was some fucking staffer that's out there. Biden was probably too busy trying to lick his iPhone. My administration is announcing a plan to give working and middle-class families breathing room as they prepare to resume federal student loan payments in January of 2023. How adorable. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona echoed the president's remarks with la cucaracha, anyways, saying that the student loan debt cancellation would help alleviate the financial burden that is hindering college-educated Americans from achieving their life goals. Yes, and exactly. Instead of addressing the root cause of this shit and getting rid of the superfluous programs that are permeating all of these colleges, no, we'll just make it, we'll just get rid of some of that worthless student loan. This is fucking wild. But I see directly through this. A lot of other people do. Because this doesn't quite fit. So I'll just go ahead and do this right here. As you can see, this is from AAU. Okay, this is legitimate. This is actual data that's out there. Women and student debt. So why is Biden getting rid of $10,000 of this stuff? Well, you take a look. Women hold $929 billion, or 2/3 of the nation's student debt. Gee willikers, Batman. Why exactly is Biden getting rid of $10,000 in student loans? Why is he putting out the press release that he's forgiving a sizable portion of your student loans? Just dig into some of the numbers out there and it becomes a little bit more fucking obvious. College attendance is at record highs, yet the price tag for college education is more than doubled over the past generations, while household incomes have barely budged. Interesting stuff. Well, just take a look at the diversification of programs at universities and take a look at the programs that women enter and then just do a simple math equation, okay? You want to go in there and you want to become a nurse and take on all that student debt loan. Sure, you're going to have a long-term job. You're never not going to be employed, but not every woman decides to go into a nursing program. They want to get the aforementioned Bachelor of Fine Arts, which you can apply to human resources gig somewhere, maybe, because all they're looking for is just a 2 or 4 year degree. Oh, okay, cool. What does that come with the price tag of? On or around, depending on where you go, $50,000. Oh, okay, cool. Money well spent for a job that you'll come in and immediately make $20 an hour. How adorable. I was stacking pallets with tile at a certain place when I was working at a warehouse for that much, but you made the right decision going to university and college, getting indoctrinated by the program and getting miles and miles of dick run through you, like miles and miles of track on the Trans-Pacific Highway. Trans-Pacific Railroad. Got my analogies a little bit mixed up. Women take about 2 years longer than men to repay student loans. So that's why we need to forgive the $10,000 that's out there. Just don't read the fine print. For the from the moment women graduate from college, they face a fuck off. I'm not even reading that. This is another reason why. This looks like a little bit older of an article, but it's a Gallup article, okay? And another reason why. So you take a look at who's going to be most benefited by getting rid of some of the student loans that are out there. Well, women, obviously. 2/3 of the student debt is owned by women, mostly because men choose, well, professions and degrees that'll actually land them a job, okay? Or they go to trade school, or they start a business, they start their own career, they take their destiny into their own hands. It's fucking weird, the difference between the two, but no, just forgive women's poor decisions. Why? Because they're more likely to vote Democrats, regardless of age. Women 18 to 85 are more Democratic than men of the same age. What? I didn't know that this just goes back to 2009, okay? But do you think that shit has really changed all that much? Because we can take a look, and we will, at some other data sets that are out there, but you can take a look here, okay? Democratic, yeah, this one will actually help a little bit better, okay? Identification with political party by gender, okay? So you have dark green is Republican, 28% of men identified as Republican, okay? And that was, what were the age range? Were they just going the same 18 through 85 for that one? I would imagine so, something like that. Oh, okay, age factor, we'll get to that as well. But just overall of the sample size that was out there, 28% of males. And remember, this was 2009, just off the back of Bushism. So yeah, not Democrat numbers so much, okay? But Republican numbers would have been lacking a little bit right off the tail end of that, and then just that inspiring candidate, if only his brain tumor was running instead in 2008, might have had better turnout. But anyways, males, 32% of them identify as a Democrat, and then 34% think that they're riding the fence. How adorable. But at least women, hey man, got to give them credit on this one. They're a little bit more decisive this time around. 25% self-identify as Republicans, as opposed to 26% identify as independents, but 41% identify as Democrats? Wow, maybe it was just Barack Obama at the time because he didn't quite have all of those gray hairs on his head, and he was just so gosh darn dreamy at the time. Adorable. The age factor, let's see. Okay, so women identify by age and gender. Okay, Republican. Oh, okay, they kind of get a little goofy there towards the end. They start to become, men start to become a little bit more, even more Republican as they age, and women, well, yeah, no, they just die and aren't that important towards the end. Just joking. Race and ethnic groups. Yeah, man, that should be really alarming, but we're more concerned specifically about women in this one. If you want to read through the rest of the statistics that are there, obviously the sources are going to be provided. But now you take a look at this, and we don't need, we don't need that up again. Now we got some Pew Research Center data, okay? From Gallup polls, and Pew Research isn't enough for you. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you still believe that Joe Biden is a good, nice, likable guy, okay? You can go ahead and believe whatever you want. And the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny will still come and visit you whenever you lose a tooth, okay? Or in every April, and the Easter Bunny will be right there. And you know what? Hey, make sure to leave out the milk and cookies for Santa, too. Men and women in the United States continue to differ in voter turnout rate on party identification. Yeah, of course. That's another reason why. They've got numbers all the way up to 2016, okay? 63% of eligible age women turn out to vote. So, there you go. There you got the numbers. Women strongly identify, even more so than men, as Democrats, at least openly in the public. We don't know what they're going to vote. We don't know which lever they're going to pull ultimately when they get behind the curtain, okay? We don't know whose name they're going to tick off, but if you take a look at all of the numbers that are out there, and it sure seems that way, okay? Women are going to be most benefited by this decision right there. They hold the most debt, and they vote Democrats, and they turn out more. They are. And then consider, we could go population as well, but we know basically there's a little bit more women in the United States than there are men. Just a couple of fraction of a percentile that's out there, okay? So, Joe Biden did this because he loves women. No. He loves their votes. Let's just keep that honest, and let's keep that above board. And more important than votes, he loves the smell of a young girl's scalp. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.